Ah, I see.
Let's see this power.
So you dodge her
Here I
attacks.
come.
She does the projectile, and then you throw it back at her. Ow. That was the wrong move. So she's gonna do the projectile. I think bullets would be worthless in this stage. I'll probably do a little bit.
How about this? Why suffer needs?
I think I missed that.
This is offer yourself unto me.
I even absorbed it.
Why?
Didn't work. I pressed it. You heard me press it. Shit, what's the hell? So that's why Control isn't healed, because they fucking mapped it to be his powers he has. That's...
You are like
Does that mean... Yeah, that kind of works as that too, so I might use the mouse. It might be easier.
this will also.
It didn't work. Absorbing doesn't work.
There's nothing.
I guess I need a... Fucking hell. Guns aren't doing spit.
There will be wailing and gnashing of teeth. This is nothing. It took so much to lure you, but you're incredible. Well,
Yeah, it's headshots again with her.
Mine, but I put an end to your plans.
your time is up.
That was fucking cheap.
Come! Be by my side!
Fucking shit. That is so fucking cheap.
Now!
Oh my god. You do realize that how cheap that is, right?
This world with
Okay. It's gonna be all health.
in the
Not
leg
much.
of my seat to resurrect your soul. But no matter how many vessels I create, none have the power to return. That is why
Press
it
G about
must
10 times.
You are the only one who can bring her back to me. Whatever it takes, whatever I must do, I will see this through. Do you still not see? There is no happy ending.
Says the wicked witch at the end of her reign.
I know, right?
If I'm gone, nothing changes. Your suffering will never end.
Oh, I got stuck on a fucking tree, dude. That thing is horrible. Might be actually barrel controller right now.
You just won't give up. You really are. That stubborn life that shines inside you makes you the perfect vessel.
Let's dodge this.
Right?
Impossible!
There, I probably could do that again, couldn't I?
I shall finish this.
Oh, no, maybe not. Ah, I can't see.
There is no victory.
What the fuck? Oh, God. Oh, God, I got
My
mugged.
struggle comes to
I got
fruition.
fucking murked. Oh, is it mugged? Oh, now what? Oh, is it? Oh, is it cutscene?
Rose! Over here!
Dad!
Go over there. They are still so reluctant to show his face, even though we now know the truth.
Take her down.
So this is probably the ability she spoke of at the end of the main game. So I wonder if that final cutscene is after this.
Oh, I will.
Return and yield your strength to me!
Bitch!
So much power! You truly would have been the perfect vessel for my Eva!
I'm not a goddamn vessel. I'm not some stupid copy. I'm me, Rose. And you're done.
Is this working? See, dude. So it's literally 4 segments of RE Village, ended with the same fucking boss fight. We didn't even do anything really new here.
Hey, sweetie.
Oh my god!
Capcom, you can show his face now.
You're so grown up.
It's not a secret.
And even though I wasn't there with you, I've always watched over you.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry I couldn't protect you.
All you've ever done is protect me.
Not this time. You lost your chance. I'm so sorry.
No. It was my choice. And I don't regret it one bit. If I had left you, then we never would have had this chance to talk face to face.
She's probably never gonna get healed though. She's still carrying the...
So it's okay. I'm okay.
I'm so proud of you.
So the winter story really is over because
I'm so very proud of you.
Ethan's gone.
I love you, Rose.
They are still hiding his face.
I
Like,
love you too, Dad.
there's no need to do that. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be talking over this scene, but oh, so yeah, the guy took the guy wasn't even there. He wasn't even real. So what happens now?
I'm back.
So because she... Oh wait, is she normal? Could be Ethan's wedding ring.
Dad.
Could be. So is she cured now? Or is she like Sherry where she's kind of cured but not really? It depends when the ending cutscene was. Yeah. So it's just before she goes to the grave, yeah. So that's the power she spoke of. So she does have those abilities now. And probably even Chris doesn't know.
Do you think the little boy will be able to touch the moon?
Nobody can touch the moon. It's too far away.
Wait, what if he has a rocket ship?
Okay, then he can touch it, but it'd be very, very cold.
You were being silly. I don't think the moon feels like
It does. But
So yeah. Even still, the winter's story is over, I guess. Because Ethan's gone. Mia's... I don't know if Mia's going the same way or is gone already.
Hey, Dad.
And she might even do it as well. Even though she had that... I don't think the Purifying Question is even real because... Well, it might have been.
Sorry I missed
Maybe
last
maybe
week.
Miranda tried to...
I have a lot of tests coming up.
Needed,
You know how it is.
You know, 'cause she always needed Rose, didn't she? She always needed her. Even when she was a baby. Obviously.
Talk of the goddamn devil.
And they're still testing her now.
Duty calls.
Oh, that's my antivirus popping up.
Calls.
Good thing it was a cutscene, not during gameplay. That would have been fucked up. That's just an antivirus pop-up. You guys didn't see it, obviously.
Yeah, I found her.
So,
Where else?
yeah.
Day of all days?
I mean, she doesn't
We have a situation.
have all
You're
the
needed. Evelyn.
she doesn't have all the kind
ever
of
call me that
veins
again.
all over her.
Oh, it's just a joke, Rose.
I can show you things even Chris doesn't know I can do.
Yeah, so Chris doesn't know the full extent of her powers because she has that new badge that she got.
Stand down. I can handle it.
I don't honestly think you could probably kill her.
Way to keep it together, Rose.
So, she probably just knows and accepts the whole truth about her
You're a
situation.
lot like him, you know.
She is.
I know.
So yeah, same ending. Not even a different ending, it's the same fucking ending. What a disappointment. The DLC really is just rehashes of the original story. And it's not like RE7's DLC didn't do the same, because they did. Most of the RE7 DLCs were in previous locations. So it's not like it's not like that, yeah, but I am sorry for being a bit ragey there, guys, but this game just it's not horrible, you know, it's not. I really enjoy like the whole concept of the story, and the graphics are insanely good. The only real problem is just the design of it. And even like in the Rose DLC, they changed the fucking keys, which aren't actually revealed until the end of the game. Like the heal key is completely gone. Like what? And it wasn't even revealed why until the end of the game. I don't know, man. This DLC was It was. The only real meaningful thing it told you is that she now has an extended version of her power. But is the same fate as Ethan and possibly Mia gonna befall her anyway? Yeah, the one thing I really didn't like about this game was the design of it. It's like, it's just all over the place. And like I said, it amounts to endless amounts of wandering. And this DLC is, where it's not completely horrible, it's pale in comparison to the RE7 DLCs, because they don't really do anything. They don't add anything. The only thing they really tell you is that it gives Rose an amplified version of her powers, and then it's the same fucking ending. So, Nicole Tompkins is Girls Don't See and Girls See, huh? Nicole Tompkins, she did Jill in an RE3 remake, so a couple of people from RE3 remake actually got back in, with Jeff Sneed being Chris. I do think RE7 was slightly better as a game, honestly, I do. I do think RE7 was a slightly better game, because whereas I know I did get lost a couple of times in that game, it was nowhere near as bad as this. Like I probably cut a lot of footage out of this playthrough just to avoid you guys seeing the endless wandering I did for probably 10-15 minutes straight at a time every time it happened. But that's really the only real negative that I've got about this game, really. But I think RE7 was probably slightly better. But I don't think it ultimately matters, because the Winter's story is over. It's over. There's nothing really they can do with Rose or Mia. You know, with Ethan gone, you know, there's not a lot more they can do with Rose or Mia. That DLC really fleshes Rose out a little bit, and Mia's never seen again. So what happened to Mia? Did she get like... There was no explanation for Mia at all. Like, Mia's just someone that Rose mentions all but once. She only mentions her once. So that's kind of whack. So Mia's now left in the wilderness. But then again, maybe not. Because obviously, you know, Chris is now entrusted with Rose by Ethan in RE8, so maybe not. Maybe her story isn't completely over. If she is cured, but I don't know if she is. Of course, like I said, it could be just that she's kind of cured like Sherry, but she's not at the same time. But like I said, it's not all bad for this game. I love the graphics. The story's really decent, to be fair. It is. It's just in structure, Resident Evil 7 and even some of the older games were much better. This game's level structure is definitely in RE Village. It's more on the exploration side with all the extra stuff you can pick up. Which is, again, like I said in the original credits, I said that Village comes out in a time where a lot of game companies started to explore different genres in their games, and especially the open world aspect of games. Gears 5 did it with that whole section. Sonic Frontiers was a complete open world game. Halo Infinite does it with its open world nature. Like, so many games decided to try the open world and exploratory nature of games. But for Resident Evil Village, it was like most of the time it ended up being lost because that's not what Resident Evil Village actually is. It is not a... it is not an open world game per se. The game wasn't built like that. It had a section that was like it. I am going to do some videos on the Mercenaries. I'm probably not going to do many. I'm probably going to do like 1 or 2 maybe on the Mercenaries. I'm not really going to do that much because I don't think there was a lot in it, to be fair. But we'll explore it together and we'll check it out. Don't get me wrong, despite my anger at times, I really think that Village is a great game. I do. I don't think it needed the open map, honestly. Because the game wasn't built to be open world. It was trying to be a hybrid of the two. You know, it was trying to be a hybrid of a Resident Evil kind of game and an open world game. Very much like Gears did, very much like Halo has recently, very much like Sonic Frontiers even was. Sonic Frontiers was a complete open world searching experience, and it just, that game will be okay because that's the way the game was built. The game wasn't built like that for this, and that's probably why I got lost all of the time. But like I said, I think the best thing about this game is the graphics engine. Again, the graphics engine is the best thing about it. The RE engine is probably up there with Naughty Dog. And I think this game actually expands on that really well, actually. This game definitely is a step up graphically from RE7. And that was a good game. That was a good game graphically, but I think Village is a step up, to be fair. And the rest is basic RE7, but now with the third-person perspective. And one thing I will say is that the third-person perspective doesn't really harm the game that much. They actually made it work, and I think the reason they did make it work was because they used the same kind of third-person perspective that was predominantly a part of Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes. And they brought that through into Village and they made it work. So even though it's logistically a first-person viewpoint game, they made the third person really work. So that was a nice added feature that they added with the Winters expansion. That was really cool how they added that with the Winters expansion. They actually made it work. So I'm probably one of the very few that have done the game in third-person view, to be fair, because a lot of people probably played this when it came out, and they played it in the first person. I'm probably one of the very few that's done it in a third-person perspective. So I think it's pretty cool how they give you the choice, and I think they made the first person work. But like I said, the only real downer is the mission, like not the mission structure, because there is no mission structure, but the level structure. It's like you get lost, and the Rose expansion is nothing. The Rose expansion is a fucking 2 out of 10, because it doesn't really expand on much. You know, at least with the RE7 DLCs, you got like different locales, and the story actually continued and made sense. The story didn't even continue the Rose story. It was interjected in the middle, just before, like, just after Ethan's end, and then it shows the same fucking ending that the main game did. So this DLC added nothing. It's not a bad DLC, it just didn't add anything. You know, it's just, I think the RE7 DLCs were better, because they fleshed out the story in all kind of different timelines and locales and activities to do. And I say that really because Village had no DLCs afterwards. It had no DLCs. It was released in 2021. I think the Rosemary DLC was like a year later, like 6 months to a year later, and nothing since. So there's really no point to it. I think the only real point of Rose was to just give you experience with her, because ultimately I think the Winter's story is over now. For now, Rose still is alive, and maybe Mia is, but we don't really know for sure. So the question now is Rose going to suffer the same as Ethan did, and has Mia already gone through that? That's the real kind of last questions, and we might even find we can find answers without even having them in the game. So the Winter's story is over. The Winter's story is done. That's it. That's it for them. You know, they'll probably get mentions and cameos in the next Resident Evil mainline game, if there ever is one, which I think there might be. But aside from that, there's nothing really new to tell. I mean, that DLC was really proof of it. It was really Rose just getting lured in by Miranda, and it was just basically the same as the Village game. You know, just shorter, obviously, and less locale. But it all used the same locales for the main game. It's just 4 of the same locations that we already played. And the story is the same as really like Miranda's endless search for Rose. It's the same thing, just when Rose is older. So the story's not even that much different from the original game. There was no need for it. I don't think the expansion was needed. It was nice to play around with a few different things and get the full extent of the Munomycete powers that you didn't even get to do with Ethan. All you really saw was with the Munomycete powers was Ethan's ability to absorb hits, because that's Ethan's whole punchline in these last 2 games, is the amount of damage he can take. Which is kind of funny. But they were still so reluctant to show his face. I can understand that for Village maybe, but not for the DLC. We all know the truth at this point. You know, we all could have kind of figured that out before it actually happened. So there's that. Anyway, I'm waffling. I think the long and short of it is, Village is a great game, but, and I do apologize for some of the ranting I did over the level structure, but that was really it. That was only the real thing I was annoyed at. And that final boss with Evelyn, because I was doing things it was telling me to do and nothing was fucking working. I don't know where Evelyn... I know why Evelyn was a thing. I know why that happened. So she's still a thing, and I think it was because all the muconicate, I cannot pronounce it, the mold, basically. All the stuff with the mold was all in that thing, because that was to start with, and it was obviously a Miranda ploy to get near Rose again. So now Rose is somewhat a walking bioweapon to some degree. So we don't know what Mia's fate was. But they could be mentioned in a new game without doing them. So I do think that for the foreseeable, it seems like the Winter's story has come to an end with this game, which is a shame. I loved Ethan, man. I thought Ethan was cool, and Mia was cool, and they were born to be parents. They were great parents, and Rose benefited from it. But unfortunately, she's got all the other shit to deal with. She's kind of got the Sherry arc. But anyway, I'm waffling again. I'm sorry. But that's it for the playthrough of Resident Evil Village, and with that, guys, Resident Evil is now fully concluded on the channel. I may go back to Resident Evil, say, Revelations, because I know I said I was going to probably do that, myself and Time Lady may do a revisit Resident Evil 5. Because I've actually really wanted to play that game with her again, and she really wants to, so we might do that sometime soon. But really, as of now, that's it for Resident Evil. I'm all caught up, aside from the Outbreak Files, Gaiden, I think, was another one. I haven't played those. But in terms of the mainline series, that's it. I'm all Resident Evil'd out until the next one comes out. So, yeah, another one on my to-do list done, and that's it for the series now, apart from probably a couple of revisits I might do in the future. But until then, guys, and hopefully until the next Resident Evil game, as there is one, which I have almost no doubt there will be, but we'll have to see. I mean, it's been rumoured for years. And there's all sorts of like, other stories from other outlets confirming it's done, and then Capcom say, oh, it's not. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a given, but like I said, I think they're going to be working on a couple more remakes before we get there. Or it might be in the middle of, like, between one remake and another. And like I said, I think Code Veronica will be first, because that's the heavily requested one. Especially of the classics, since Resident Evil 2 has got its remake now. So, that's it for the series. I know with Freemake, it's not the true Resident Evil 3, because... yeah, with all the content, but like I said, the version I played was more than good enough. I don't know if I'll ever play that game. I know I did Resident Evil 2 a different way, but I'll have to see if that works for 3. I may do that, but for now, Resident Evil is now on hold until they decide to bring out a new game. So until then, guys, you know what to do. Follow, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I will see you next time. I'm Mr. Bigos, signing off. Peace out. Stay safe, guys. And stay awesome.